Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Wednesday, October 30th. It is 6:22 right now. Market's gonna open in about 8 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Got a few things here to update. And we should be good to go. And it looks like we are good to go here. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, link is sent out. And it looks like we are good to go. All right, so as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. So all that. To the 8 hour. Down to the 4 hour. Down to the 2 hour. Down to the 1 hour. Down to the 30-minute. Down to the 15-minute. Down to the 10-minute. And back down to the 1 minute here. All right, looks like we are good to go. So, all right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, October 30th. It is 6:26 right now. Market's going to open in about 4 minutes. I've marked up liquidity over here. We have liquidity above at 42,494. Then we have liquidity below at 42,371. We got a bunch of liquidity down here, so it's pretty much stacked up on the bottom side. We do have more liquidity above as well, and it's pretty stacked up here as well. So just really depends on where price pushes. Otherwise, I mean, there's liquidity on both sides. So we got market opening up in about 4 minutes. I'll be posting the direction of the breakout shortly in about 2 minutes. So let's see who's here so far. Morning, Johnny. Morning, Lila. Morning, Jamie. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Patricia. Lila said, good morning. Thanks for the awesome mentoring session yesterday. Yeah. So if you guys missed the mentoring session yesterday, I covered pretty much all of the main strategies that we look at and we apply, all of the directional strategies, all of the ranging strategies, and pretty much answered all the questions in between. So if you guys want to rewatch that, just pull up our YouTube channel, which can be found at youtube.com/Kodi Kai Trades. And here, I'll pull it up for you guys. So just pull up the YouTube channel. This is what the YouTube channel looks like. Go right here. It'll have the mentoring session from October 29th. Pretty good session. It went on for about a little over an hour. But we pretty much covered all of the directional strategies and all the ranging strategies. So depending on whatever happens in the market, you have some sort of strategy to focus on. What I'd recommend is focusing on one or two main directional strategies and then focusing on one or two ranging strategies so that whenever the market goes sideways or it moves directional, you know exactly what to do. So, all right, with that said, guys, market's about to open up shortly in about 2 minutes. I'll be posting the direction of the breakout in the Zoom chat in about a minute. And I will also put this up just in case we have a price spike. I don't know why my laptop keeps turning off. How to fix that? All right, guys. I'll have the direction posted up shortly in about a few moments. All right, direction of the breakout has been posted in the Zoom chat, guys. Hey, Maria, morning. All right, guys, direction of the breakout's been posted in the Zoom chat. Market's gonna open up shortly in about 20 seconds. We got market opening up in about 10 seconds. Market opening up in about 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is open. I don't understand why I didn't make it confirm.
Order filled.
I will have to fix that a little later. Using my new laptop for the breakouts today, guys. So I gotta figure out fix that. 'Cause it asked me for confirmation. It kind of screwed up my position a little bit. Let's see. 4, 2, 4. 2, 2, 9. Yeah, it screwed up my position a little bit. It's okay. So I got that set up right there. Go here real quick, put that right there. Set the alert. All right, so we got price coming down right here. It's pretty much knocking out the liquidity down below. So if you guys took any of those levels of liquidity right there, couple levels of liquidity there getting hit. So first level right here got hit, of course, full TP. Second level right there also got hit, full TP. Next level down here, full TP on that one as well. And then the one right below it, also a full TP. So if you took any of these 4 levels of liquidity, there's about 4 levels that got hit. They all hit full TP. And we'll keep following it through as price continues to drop lower. The markup opening price right here. It looks like there's not much of a direction again, like yesterday. It's, I mean, same type of market that we were dealing with. Not much we can really do about it, but we will follow through with it here. So, all right, so we got price kind of coming up right here. All right, so closer to 640, I'll start looking for some scalps. Like I told you guys yesterday, I'm using two separate laptops now, one for the breakout, one for the scalps. I'm basically going to be taking the scalps on my Apex accounts. Um, but there's got to be like market direction. I'm not just going to be taking random scalps here, of course. So here's our clean chart. I'm going to mark up some levels over here. Down here as well. And one up here. All right, so price is kind of just sitting down the middle again. I mean, I was really hoping we have some more direction, but it looks like price has been ranging since London session right here down the middle. And it's kind of just staying in this area for right now as well. So, I mean, it's the same situation been sitting in for the past couple of weeks. It's likely to just kind of sit within this range for a bit until we start to have some direction. Let's go over here to the SR chart. So because of this thick range right here, looks like we're going to get it looks like there's not going to be too much movement, even over here on the SR chart. A bunch of zones, but they're all kind of clumped up together. Back to the 1 minute. All right, so it looks like price is kind of just going to sit around this area. I mean, it's been sitting here for a while. Looking at the SR charts, this is pretty much where price has been sitting between the zones. Same with the clean chart. Price is pretty much sitting between the 400 mark and the 350 mark down here. We'll really need price to kind of break below and continue lower from there. Once we get that, we'll probably get some more direction, but at this moment, it looks like price is kind of just sitting right here down the middle. You know, I think once the elections are over, it's going to start to move a lot smoother. Right now, it's just the market that we're in, of course. It's pretty flat. A lot of consolidation, mainly because a lot of people are just waiting for the elections to pass. Let's see, Samsung smashed the liquidity push, could be due to the news drop. So there was a big drop over here. I'm not sure what caused the drop. This was at like 3 a.m. So like there wasn't any news at 3 a.m. So I'm not sure what caused the drop at 3 a.m. There was ADP employment change, which happened at 5:15. But that was pretty much it. That and GDP growth rate. This was at about 5:30. So at 5:30 this morning, the news came out. Didn't really have much of a movement. But something obviously happened over here, like during mid-London session, 3:30 a.m. I tried to look for it. Let me see. Let's pull up CNBC real quick. If there was any breaking news here. So let's see CNBC real quick if there's anything here. So it says stocks change little. Stocks are little change as investors evaluate rush of mixed earnings. So we did have earnings today, kind of like mixed stuff around. I don't think there was earnings at 3 a.m. though, unless there was. Maybe there was. So there's not really too much. It says right here, stocks open flat Wednesday. Obviously, that's today. Stocks open flat Wednesday. Says the Dow dropped 77 points, and the S&P fell 0.05%. So looking at this right here, yeah, there's not really much here causing, well, not that I know of at least, that caused price to kind of drop like that. Um, I don't think there was any breaking news here that happened over London session. Well, this happened right here as well. So Super Micro shares plunged 35% as auditor resigns after raising concerns a month earlier. The thing is that EY is not part of YM, so it didn't really cause that. So I'm looking for like any clues here to really identify, what caused the drop at 3 o'clock, but there's not really much here, surprisingly, because it was a pretty big drop. If you look at the drop over here, this thing dropped. It dropped like almost 200 points. So obviously something happened at 3 a.m. I guess we'll leave it as is, and we'll come back and take a look at that, a little later, of course. Otherwise, yeah, it looks like price right now is currently bouncing off the sessions right here. See if this here comes right back down. For some reason, my laptop keeps turning off. Well, the screen keeps turning off for some reason. I'll have to figure this out later. I'll just keep moving the mouse pad around. It's just too much work for me to go back and fix that. All right, so we got price kind of coming down a little bit. If you guys are looking to take some market flow V2s, I mean, you guys can take market flow V2s. Next entry is going to happen right here at the 400 mark. I would probably hold off on any entries right now, though, specifically just because of, or if you're going to take it, only go for 10 points. It's probably going to be your best option. Entry points can be right here at the 400 mark. I'd probably only go for like 1 or 2 entries, really. If price gets closer to that, because it's stuck at the sessions right here, I wouldn't take anything as price moves up higher. So if it moves up higher and the entry happens over here at the 210, I think it's going to be a huge risk. So if you want to go in just for a quick 10 points, I think that could work. But anything past the 10 points is going to be super, super risky, of course. Yeah, so if you guys want to take that there for 10 points, I'm going to hold off on any entries right now, specifically. So right there, if you took that full TP, it's a quick 10 points. I got to shuffle between my 2 computers. I have 2 different computers which I'm executing trades on. Yeah, it's pretty choppy right here. So it looks like, I mean, this is normal. Price is getting manipulated right here at the sessions. This is the Asia low. You can see how price gets up, and then as soon as it gets to this point, it just flickers right off. So there goes the first TP right there for a market flow V2. Again, if you guys want to take another one, that's going to be the area to take entries from, the 400 mark. The thing that you want to be careful for is a reversal, because I'm expecting a reversal here to happen for it to swing back down. So I personally would probably hold off, wait for it to swing below. So I'd look for that sell signal to come up, look for it to swing below, and then take the trades down here, of course. Also because our breakout is in this direction. So obviously for me personally, I'd rather take sells than buys. I'm not going to jinx my own position. So, all right, if you guys took that there, looks like there was another entry that came up and just flickered right back up. So entry again was right there at the 400 mark. So if you took it right there, pretty much flickered, filled the order, shot right back up. It's just that during a sideways market like this, it's easier to just get in and out very quickly for 10 points. Because right, it'll come down, fill, TP, fill, TP, fill, TP, etc. See if there's any updated news here. No, not really. I mean, the market looks way more sideways today than it did yesterday, actually. So right here, it's just kind of flat. It's pretty much flat. This isn't really the type of market that you want to look for these directional entries anyways. So if you guys missed the mentoring session yesterday, again, we covered the sideways strategies. The sideways strategies that you want to look for would be V1 variation, CV patterns, or high-low momentum scalps. Looking at the price right here, I don't see any of those entries at the moment. So I mean, personally, I would just hold tight because you can see right here, look at how many times it's rejected off the sessions. Eventually, it's going to spike down. You know, it's had enough rejections right there at this point. So eventually, it's going to swing back down, which is exactly what's happening here. Like I said, I'm going to wait for the sell signal here to come up. Once the sell signal comes up, I'm going to look for it to swing below, retrace, swing below, retrace, etc. Because my breakout's for a sell, so I don't really want to go against my breakout, of course. So the breakout's back in profit right here. And again, it just keeps going back and forth. There's just not really much direction here. What we really need to happen here is I need price to break below the sessions, retest it, and come back further. So I'm gonna take off the levels right now. Currently I have a sell signal right now. So now we just need it to kind of sit and stay below here. That sell signal hasn't closed yet. Again, we need that sell signal in order for us to start looking for entries down there. Let's see. And again, it's kind of just sitting right there at the moment. Yeah, exactly. CJ said we have to get out of the session sandwich. And Sam said the movement from earlier is maybe from some earnings. Yeah, there's a lot of earnings that was released this morning. I don't know the exact time when it was released, but I'm assuming that's like pretty much the only thing I can think of which would have caused it to come down as heavily as it did. So, all right, here we go. This price kind of just sits right here. It's pretty much just like the opening price is acting as a magnet here, right? This is the magnet. Price just keeps getting pulled back to the opening price. Pushes up, fakes out, pulls back to the magnet. Pushes down, fakes out, pulls back up to the magnet. We really need price to push away from the session. So it needs to get out of the session sandwich, just like just like CJ said. Once we get out of the sandwich area right here, ideally to the bottom end, I think it'll move a lot smoother. Yeah, Sam said maybe Caterpillar or earnings caused the drop. Let's see. Yeah, it could have been it. Okay, yeah, it does say that right here. So you are right, Sam. It says construction equipment stock Caterpillar weighed down the Dow. Shares fell nearly 5% Wednesday after the company missed its earnings in the third quarter and lowered its full year revenue guidance. Yeah, so I mean, that's the only thing that would have dropped it. It said it dropped about 5%, which sounds about like how much it dropped at around 3 a.m. It's kind of weird that they released their earnings at 3 a.m. though. But either way, it obviously did affect the Dow. 'Cause that's the only thing here that really affected it, it looks like. All right, price again is just sitting here at opening price, guys. Not really too much going on here. So again, if you guys are looking at taking the entries here, I would recommend looking at or following any of the sideways strategies. I wouldn't look at any directional entries right now. So no market flow V2s, at least not at the moment. Probably look at some V1 variation, CV patterns, high-low momentum scalps, if you do see any. This one over here could have been a possible high-low momentum scalp, but the sell signal didn't close. We had a higher high right there. Price closed below this area. However, it did not have the sell signal. It had it pending, but it didn't actually close. So you have to actually wait for the candle to close with the momentum signal. Otherwise, there's not really much going on here. As you guys can see, price is going sideways down this middle area, and there's no direction. Price is pretty much just going flat. So I'll mark up 630 right here. So you can see market open at 630, and then not much has happened since. Price kind of came down a little bit, came up a little bit, and just keeps going back and forth between these two areas. So this is kind of the range right now. The range is between the 450 and the 350. So it's a 100-point range right here. Middle point is going to be the 400 mark. This is kind of where price gets pulled back to each time. Not the best market. It's definitely not what I was expecting for October this year. The thing with this is that so with the presidential election, they're not campaigning as hard as they were before. Also, I think a lot of pretty much everyone thinks Trump has it in the bag. So this is where it's going to be a bit of a shocker. So depending on the elections in the next week or two, November 5th, if Trump wins, it's pretty much expected. I think right now the ratings are pretty much 3-1. Three siding with Trump, one siding for Kamala. Because Kamala, it seems like her campaign kind of died down. All she's doing now is I was listening to it on the radio yesterday because they were campaigning in the same city, and Trump said something, and they made a song out of it. Trump said Joe Biden's sleeping, and Kamala's busy dancing with Beyonce because Beyonce was doing like a benefit concert or something like that for Kamala, and they were both campaigning in the same city. So basically, it's typical Trump. Just he's insulting the opponent, and Kamala's kind of doing nothing as usual. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. I think once the election passes over the next 2 weeks, we're going to have more direction. But right now, it just seems like because there's not enough going on with the election season, that people can't really side in one direction or the other. Obviously, I think if Trump wins, we're going to have more of a directional move, more volatility. If Kamala wins, I think market's going to stay a little more flat until something happens next year. Um, and that's just kind of how it is because we already know how Kamala is as a leader. She doesn't really do much, kind of like a robot, basically, following orders and doing whatever. I don't think anything drastic is going to happen in the market. But if Trump does win, he does have a lot of plans coming into play with tariffs, regulation, and et cetera. So we'll, I mean, I guess we'll see. Let's see. CJ said they always make songs on TikTok of what Trump says. Yeah, and I think that's what it was. I think on TikTok they made a song of like what Trump said because in the beginning he just says like Joe Biden is sleeping. Sleepy Joe is probably sleeping right now, and Kamala is dancing with Beyonce, and then it turned into a whole song. So yeah, Daniel said she got booed off the stage after Beyonce spoke in Houston for 3 minutes and didn't perform like they said she was going to. Dang, yeah. Yeah, her ratings are super down right now. Well, not super down, but they're pretty down. And then there's a lot of articles indicating that Wall Street is betting on Trump to win. So so we will obviously we'll see what happens over the next couple weeks. All right, so price here is kind of climbing up a little bit. It's pushing up above the 450 mark right there. Well, what may happen here is possibly a fake out and then a pull right back below. I mean, this is typically what happens, and you guys have seen it happen before. It's like an M pattern. Price will come up, M pattern will show up, and it'll just pull right back down. CJ said CNN really went in on Kamala, so I think that really hurt her too. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. See, Patricia said news in 10 minutes. Thanks, Patricia. Let me check that real quick. So we got news coming up over here in about 10 minutes. We have pending home sales at 7 o'clock. And yeah, we'll go from there. So we got news coming up shortly. News is forecasted to be, and I think this is like probably going to be the pre-news movement because the news here is forecasted to be very positive. So we have pending home sales month over month, pending home sales year over year. It's forecasted to be from 0.6 to 1.1 and -3 to -1.5. So both positive news events right there. That's probably what's pushing price up right now. It's just a pre-news movement. We've been seeing this pretty much happen throughout the past couple of weeks. Whenever news happens, um, price tends to kind of push in that direction right before news happens, and then it comes right back down. So we'll see what happens here. Breakout's not looking so hot, so this thing might not survive the news push right here. But we'll see. I mean, it's been pretty much a break even for the breakout for the um past couple weeks, which is super annoying. Like right now we're currently at break even, so and it seems like the continuing week is probably gonna be about the same. I was hoping the win streak was gonna happen because of NFP, but it looks like we're just holding on to it for too long. It's currently 653 right now. So with it being 653, yeah, stop hit, which is all good. So the stop hit for our breakout right there. We've just been holding on to the position for too long. This breakout is supposed to hit within like the first couple minutes. And unfortunately, it's been like holding on for like at least an hour, maybe 2 hours into the session. So it's all good. Breakout for today, unfortunately, did not hit. It's just another one of those days, another one of those weeks. I feel like this week's probably going to be a break-even week for the breakout, which is going to leave us at about a net win of 1 for this month, which is not necessarily a bad thing. The strategy is meant to be a break-even +1 +2 strategy. So we'll we'll keep looking for some scalps here. So let's see what we got over here. Now that we have that done, we're going to be looking for some possible scalps here. So we got price pushing up to the liquidity up here. We got price pushing up to liquidity. Let me just take a screenshot of this real quick. Yeah, again, this position here just ended up holding on for like way too long. To break out for a reason, it's supposed to hit right away. And you can see over here, if we took it for 50 points, it would have hit TP already. So I think, if this becomes the case and we just end up holding on to this position for too long, might have to make adjustments to moving it to a 50-point TP stop loss because it's just the 100 points is way too far out. If, right here, it pushed down at least like 70 points. We were so close to our TP. And if I moved it to, I know Patricia mentioned 75, 75 wouldn't have worked here. It still would have lost. The 50-point TP here would have been like our best option because the volatility, like if we had this for 50 points, it would have hit within the first 2-3 minutes. But because we're stuck in the trade for too long, it's no longer a breakout. So let me go over here and just update this real quick. There you go. I'll probably have to go test it back a little bit because I really do think the 100 points is like it's just way too far out. But I think today that's kind of what I'll be spending most of my time with. I'll be looking to see, I'll basically test the 50 points and see if that makes any difference. It should make a difference, but we will see where that ends up going. So I'll be looking for some scalps here on my other, there we go, change to my other laptop here. So I'll be looking for some scalps now that we have some direction. Price is pushing up even higher from this point. And the thing is, so I'm not sure if the earnings got released right now. Let's see if there's any breaking news here. I know there's earnings this week, but I'm not sure if anything else caused the big push. But it seems like this big push right here is based off the news. Because we do have news coming up right here at 7 o'clock, and the news is forecasted to be positive. Yeah, I mean, this is the biggest problem because if you get caught in the trade, like say like the breakout and then news happens, you start to get this manipulation right here, right? There's no reason for price to push up like this. CNBC hasn't reported anything. Bloomberg hasn't reported anything. There's no reason for price to really climb up like that other than we have the news event right here in about 2 minutes. Both forecasts to be positive, and people are basically bandwagoning on that bullish push. So yeah, exactly. CJ said at least liquidity hit. So if you took these upper levels of liquidity right here, they all got hit. So first level of liquidity right here, full TP. Second level of liquidity right there, also full TP. Third level of liquidity right there, full TP. and fourth level is currently pending right now. So we got news in about 2 minutes. Again, the news is forecasted to be positive, so a lot of this bullish push right here. This is like a crazy push. It's too far up. Like there's nothing to really, there's no other reason for it to push up almost 200 points other than the news event. Market was pretty much flat right here. And typically 10 minutes before news, that's usually what happens. So again, like I was saying before, guys, we want our entry to hit within the first 30 minutes of market because typically a lot of news events happen at 7 o'clock. And this is going to weigh on the position if the position holds on longer than, say 30 minutes. So yeah, and sometimes news happens right here. So for example, tomorrow we have Chicago PMI at 6:45. This is going to be a problem for the entry because we take our entry at 6:30 and the news here is forecasted to be positive. So if we're in a sell position, closer to like 6:35, price might start climbing. So we'll make some adjustments to it, of course. I'll have to go back and just review the entries that we had. I'll see if the 50 points make any difference. But yeah, I most have to play by ear. Anyways, if you guys are looking to take some scalps here, the next entry for a market flow V2 is going to be right here at the 510 mark. The problem is that we have news coming up at 7 o'clock, so I wouldn't really recommend taking the entries at this moment. I would wait for the news to pass. Man, I'm getting really tired of this market where we just have like the range. I mean, the range is like it's been super, super annoying. Because for our breakout, we end up getting stuck in the position, and then we end up at like break even at the end of the week. First week of October was great. We had 4 back-to-back wins, and I was hoping that was going to be the case for this week because it's NFP again. But yeah, it hasn't really been that case. It's really been pretty slow at this point. Glenn's asking, do you follow the AMD pattern? No, I don't. This strategy is not the AMD pattern. The AMD pattern would have been for a sell as well if you were following the AMD pattern. So there was a range over here for London's or for there was a range for Asia session, manipulation over here for London, so reversal over here for the breakout. Or so the AMD would have been incorrect today. So the AMD I would have anticipated a sell because market opened right here, price was bullish. If you're following the AMD pattern, it would have been a sell because it would have been pushing in the opposite. But no, we're not following the AMD pattern. The only person that follows the AMD pattern is Jason. I haven't seen Jason here in a while though. He's the one that usually calls it out. It works as a good confluence when it lines up with it, but that's not what we're following on here. We're following the momentum breakout strategy. All right, so we're looking for price here to retrace down a little bit. Again, the entry is going to happen right here at the 510 mark. The next, or actually, it's going to move up a little bit higher. So let's check the news real quick. The news just passed. So news was positive. As you can see over here, there's no reaction to the news because people are already in the position from earlier. Hey, what's up, Jason? Yes, Jason is here. He just hasn't been talking. I figured you're still there, Jason. But yeah, the AMD pattern that Jason follows, it looks like it would have been a sell today. You agree with that too, Jason? You think it was a sell? Because I saw a range for New York set, range for the Asia session. It was manipulation for London, and then if you were to follow the AMD pattern, it would be a sell for New York. Nice. Yeah, Jason said he's here, bro, just chilling. Got pies both. Yeah, no, definitely. All right, so if you're looking for some scalps over here, guys, it's moving up higher. So as the pivots move up higher, the entry is going to move up higher with it as well. The only problem with this here is that it's a bit overextended, right? Price is up about 200 points at this point now. About 200 points. So price started pushing up right here from this low point. It's now up over 200 points. So if you're looking for the entry, the next whole number is going to be right here at the 540 mark. It's going to be lined up with the sessions though, so a little tricky. This could work beneficially though. So like since price is at the sessions, price might come down, bounce off the session, and shoot right back up. Strong possibility of like what may happen from there. Let's see. Jason said, I was set both was for opening, eat both was. I think your keyboard might be out, Jason. So it sounds like Jason was taking trades in both directions. So yeah, he basically took trades in both directions, ate both ways. Nice. Yeah, I mean that's doable in a market like this where it's pretty much ranging. So like if like sounds like Jason took trades both ways over here on open. Market open right here at 6:30. He took a quick trade for the sell, and it looks like he took a trade for a buy. Pretty much took it both ways. I've seen a lot of people do that too. They just have a pending order right here at the opening price, and they just ride this both ways. They'll come down a little bit, and they'll come right back up. Now you're good, Jason. I think so. Yeah, the main thing that I think I need to make adjustments for is going to be the TP stop loss, guys. I know we've been talking about this for a couple of weeks. I think for this week specifically, I'll keep sticking to the 100, and then next week, if it continues to go like sideways, like how the market's been going, then I'll make some adjustments. Over the next week or so, I'll just keep doing some tests to see what would work best, and then from there, I'll make adjustments. All right, so the next entry is going to happen right here at the 550 mark. If anybody is looking to take the market flow V2, let's see, I could probably put that over here. I'm going to be taking these on my Apex accounts. So the 550 is pretty much where the pending order would be sitting.
Order submitted.
And if it climbs up higher, move it up to the 60, of course. All right, so yeah, if you guys are looking to take the entry here for market flow V2, entry is actually going to happen at the 60. Drag this up a little higher. So entry is going to move up right here to the 60 mark if anybody's looking to take it. Again, I'm only taking these on the Apex accounts because you can't really take the breakouts on Apex. Well, I mean, you can, but it's going to be an issue because of the trailing drawdown. Jason's asking, you know how I do set pending order? I just click on the chart. So I click on the chart at the price, and then I set the pending order at the price point, Jason. That's how I set it up. I mean, you don't have to set it up that way, but that's probably the easiest way because you can put it on there and then you can drag it. That's pretty much how I do it on Ninja. I think the same way on on TradingView as well. So right here, we're past 7 o'clock. This is why I usually don't trade after 7 because of the low volatility. So you can see how the market here kind of died down a little bit. I'm probably going to cancel my order soon because it's not looking like it's going to fill. So I'm just going to cancel it.
Order canceled.
So I canceled my order right there for the market flow V2. If you guys want to take it, feel free to take it. I just don't feel comfortable in taking these positions after 7 o'clock. You can see the market volatility here is pretty flat. This is usually why my trading time is between 6:40 and 7. I basically only take trades between 6:40 and 7 right here. The only problem here is that when those entries came up, it was right at the sessions. So there's obviously a red flag. If you guys want to take the entries, I'll mark them up for you, of course, but it's not looking like I'm going to be able to take any scalps today. Yeah, I mean, the market here has been kind of dead. So it looks like very similar to like what happened yesterday with the market conditions. We have like this big push right here between 640 and 7, and then it kind of just dies out. So again, if you guys are looking to take some entries here for some market flow V2s, entry is still going to happen right here at the 560 price point. I'm not in this position, but if you guys want to take it, that's going to be your criteria right there. If the sell signal closes, you're supposed to pull out of the position. Just remember that, guys. Kind of curious to see if the 50-point move would have worked yesterday. Yeah, I think the 50 points would have worked yesterday. Here, I'm just going to scroll back. We don't have nothing to look at here anyways right now, so I'm just going to scroll over here real quick. Because I really feel like we need to make a change with the TP stop loss. It's crazy. We're taking these positions and like these things are running for way too long. So yeah, so yesterday would have hit right there, 50 points. Check Mondays. Because if that was the case, then we basically would have two back-to-back wins this week so far. Breakout right here as well. No, yeah, so it'd be one loss, two wins if we took the 50 points for Monday. I'll have to go and just test that. I'll test it on my own time because there's just going to be a lot here to look at. I mean, either way, whether we're going for 50 or 10 or 100 points there, it still would have been like that. So on Friday, 25th, I think this would have hit as well. Now I'm kind of curious. Let me just go back to that Friday. Let's go to our charts over here. So if you guys took that market flow V2 full TP right there, so you guys can see how price over here came down, filled at the 560 mark, shot right back up, hit full TP. So if you guys are taking these scalps here, I mean, the trades are coming up. Like I said, it's just a risky area to be trading. So if you want to keep trading, the entry is still going to be right there at the 560 mark. Right there if you guys want to take it again. But again, there's no direction right now. Price is still going sideways. We just had this bullish push over here based off the news. And now price is straight to be going flat. So, all right, let me just go back over here real quick. I'm going to check that Friday trade. Yeah, because we typically want to know right away if it hits or not. Yeah, it looks like the Friday trade over here would have hit as well. So market open right here. Pushed up from this point. 50 points, full TP. It would have hit on that first candle too. So like I was saying, these breakouts are meant to be a breakout. It's not meant to be a position that you hold for super long. It's meant to just hit right away. Let's go back over here. Thursday market open right here. Price came down about 30 points. Came about 40 points. Either way, 50 or 100 points still wouldn't have played through. So those are fine. If the trades don't play through either way, whether it's 50 or 100 points, that's fine. The fact that it's hitting right away is really what what I'm aiming for here. We'll check one more over here and then we'll just finish this week and then we'll come back to our positions over here. There's not really too much going on. So again, right here, if you took the position right here, guys, you should be closing out for either a small profit or a full TP. Full TP right there again for a market flow V2. pretty much two entries right here, two market flow V2s for full TPs back to back. We currently now have a sell signal here, so I would probably just sit out and not take any more entries at this point, guys. There was one entry that happened right here. That was a full TP, and then another one right here as well. You either would have closed out for a small profit or you would have closed out for full TP right there. That's why the 10 points here is really key, because if you guys only go for 10 points, it's easy for it to come down, fill, and then go straight to your TP. So two scalps right there with regard to market flow V2. They both hit full TP. And then earlier this morning, we had about like, I think eight liquidity pushes that hit full TP as well. Initially, when price dropped down on open right here for our sell entry for the breakout, there was about 4 entries of liquidity that hit down below. And when price pushed up here, it pretty much knocked out liquidity above as well. So depending on which areas of liquidity you were looking for, if you were looking for one side or for both sides, they all hit right there. So once this buy signal comes back up, you can start looking for some more liquidities, or not liquidities, sorry, market flow V2s. I'm gonna check Wednesday real quick. See the difference over here. Wednesday, I think we flipped this position because it was, yeah. So we did flip this position right here, and obviously it hit TP, and it would have hit, I mean, it would have hit TP, and then either way, whether it was 50 or 100 points. Let's go to Tuesday real quick. I'm just going to finish off this week just to have an idea of like how the 50 points would work, because if it's working really well during these sideways markets, then I think it's probably safe to just change to the 50 points. Okay, so right here, well, obviously we flipped this position, it was too big. This candle was huge, and then obviously the 50 points here would have hit too. Okay, looking at Monday real quick, and then we'll wrap this up with this review of the entries for this week. Okay, on Monday right here, market opened. This is 29. Survive that. 50 points full TP. Okay, so I think I might make the adjustments at least for now, guys, because the volatility is just way too low. Yeah, because these positions would have worked out. Like we talked about this before, it's really just adjusting the TP stop loss. It's not changing the strategy at all. It's just making it a little bit easier for us to hit our TP before it ends up flipping on us. I'm not going to do a negative risk reward. I'm going to keep it at 1-to-1. So I'll probably just use a 50-50 for the trades moving forward. At least for now until the volatility picks up. If the volatility ends up picking up and then we have like these bigger moves on open, like a 100-point move, then from that point, I will start going back to the 50 points. I mean, to the 100 points. All right, guys, so if you're looking for a market flow V2, next market flow V2 entry is going to happen right here at the 590 mark. Yeah, Daniel said full TP on that market flow. So it looks like Daniel here has been taking all the entries. This is going to be the third entry now. We had 2 entries hit back to back. Those are full TPs. And then now we have another one here that's starting to set up as well. So we're looking for price to come down, fill the entry, and then climb back up. Lila's asking where's Steven. Steven, he comes and goes. He kind of pops up sometimes and he just kind of disappears. Sometimes he's sitting in the background, not really saying anything. He hasn't really been chiming in over the past couple. I think he was here last week, or he was talking last week. I just haven't heard from Steven in a while. But I'm pretty sure he's just sitting back here. He's just sitting around trading and not talking much. All right, so if you guys are looking for entry here, next entry point is going to happen at the 590. Actually, you can probably move it up a little higher. So next entry point is going to happen right here at the 600 mark. So if you guys are looking to take that market flow V2, it's going to be right there, depending on what TP stop loss you want to use. For my Apex accounts, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my TP stop loss to 30.30, but I'm going to have a trailing stop at 10 points. So once it hits 10 points, it's going to pull me out, or it's going to move my stop loss in profit to 10 points. And then I'll probably just hold on to it if it climbs up higher from there. Because looking at this over here, if this would have hit TP, it didn't really pull back as much. The entry was at the 560, I believe. Yeah, so it would have pushed up 10 points. And then it would have actually reached 30 points. CJ said market flow V2s and liquidity are hitting back to back. He's done for the day. Time to close my Ninja Trader. Yeah, nice work, CJ. Solid. There's another entry here filling. So the entry here is going to be at the 600 mark, guys, if you guys are looking to take these market flow V2s. So it looks like it filled again right there. So now you're just looking for it to push right back up. Full TP again right there if you guys take that market flow V2. So there's about like 4 or 5 entries that came up right now. Just market flow V2s. You can see right there, this is like, it's pretty smooth. It just comes down, fills it, comes right back up. For this specific entry here, if I would have taken this, my stop loss would have got moved in profit. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm taking my trades for 30.30. And when price hits 10 points right here, my stop loss gets moved in profit. So whenever 10 points gets hit, my stop loss gets moved at 10 points. So I'm basically guaranteeing 10 points and I'm shooting for the full 30. That's how I have my my Ninja Trader set up. Have it set to 30.30, but for the most part, it's going to close out most of the time at 10 points. That way you can kind of like aim for bigger profit, of course. So again, if you guys are looking to take another entry is going to be right here again at the 600 mark. And the volatility is just way too low. It's crazy. Like I'm not used to seeing the volatility this low during like mid-October, like even late October. It's about to be November. This is usually how the market moves, like as we get closer to Thanksgiving or as we get closer to Christmas. But right now it's kind of just flat. I mean, it is what it is. Can't really control the market, especially when we're like a week away from elections. Elections are November 5th, so by next week, hopefully we'll have a difference. Okay, so there's no entry here anymore, guys. Once that sell signal comes up, there's no more entries for market flow V2. You got to wait for a buy signal here to come up. Once the buy signal comes back up, you can start looking for some more entries, but right now, pretty much done with. So the thing with these market flow V2s is that you have to be paying attention. Like if you're not paying attention, there's going to be issues, of course. If you do pay attention, you can close out of the position or cancel your pending order before it ends up coming down and filling it. A lot of times, if you're trading in the direction of the trend, you can make a mistake and the trade will still come back in your direction eventually. So that's why it's important that you guys look at the direction of the trend, confirm that there's actual market flow happening. Like if this is happening where price is climbing like this, and say, for example, you make a mistake, you accidentally enter a position that you're not supposed to enter. The odds of price coming back to your profit, like moving at least in profit where you can close out for break even or profit, are very likely compared to the opposite, right? If you're trading against the trend, odds of it pushing in your direction are very unlikely. It's probably going to reverse on you. So, all right, if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll keep looking for entries here, but like typically this is outside my trading window, so I'm not really looking to take anything anyways. If the volatility was a lot higher, I would still take entries, but right now the volatility is not very high. And yeah, market's kind of flattened out a little bit. So let's see. Let me check the calendar for tomorrow. We have some high impact news tomorrow, of course. Tomorrow's like actually one of the bigger days. Tomorrow we have core PCE price index, month over month, year over year. We have employment costs. These are all like pre-market news events. We have employment cost benefits, wages, employment cost index, price index month over month, core PCE price index year over year. This is all inflation news. PCE price index, also inflation news, personal income, personal spending, initial jobless claims 4-week average, continuing jobless claims, Chicago PMI at 645. This is going to be our news event right after market open. And then, of course, over here on Friday, we have NFP. So NFP is going to be the big day, of course. But yeah, other than that, I think let's check the news for next week. And then over here on November 5th, it is, or November 4th, it's presidential election day. So November 5th at night, they're going to announce who wins the presidency. Election day is technically on the 5th, but I think, but on the 4th is where they'll have all the numbers in place to identify who is the president, of course. So next week's gonna be a little exciting. It's gonna be Monday, November 4th. They're going to announce the president. And then hopefully from the rest of November, the volatility will just pick back up because I can't deal with this slow market, guys. The slow market is like super, super annoying with regard to the breakout. So Sam said gold has been amazing. Just buy any red candle, amazing bias. Let's check gold. What time frame are you trading on, Sam? I'm assuming you're trading on a higher time frame, so it doesn't look like that's going to be the case here on the 1 minute. I guess if you just buy and hold on to it, it would work, but I don't know. I'm assuming you're trading on like the way higher time frame because a 5 minute over here as well looks like it kind of follows through. 10 minute here, sorta. Looks like whenever there's red candle, there tends to be like a follow through. Gotcha. Yeah. So the one I figured is a higher time frame. Yeah, because it's so bullish. Like if you just buy, like for example, if you catch the bounce for gold, um, see gold's going up because of the presidential election as well, and because of what's going on in the Middle East. There's just a lot of there's a lot of uncertainty with what's going to happen next. So with a lot of people being scared about what's going to happen next, people just buy gold, of course. You know, gold's supposed to be a safe haven asset. If the economy's not doing well, if the world's not doing well, gold is supposed to hold value. So yeah, I can see that. You can even catch it every time it bounces off a pivot, basically. Price comes down, you just catch the bounce every single time. Bounce, bounce, bounce. And you just hold on to it until it moves in a profit. Yeah, not solid. Gold's always been like that. Like during COVID, gold was like that. During Trump's first election, gold was like that. Whenever there's uncertainty in the market, what usually happens is gold goes up in value because people are just unsure, and they'll just park their money in gold for the most part. A boring market. So again, right here, guys, if you guys are looking for some entries, we're looking for a buy signal. In order for you to take any entries here for market flow V2, you need to have a buy signal to come up. As you can see here at the moment, there's not really a buy signal and there's not really much direction. Price is kind of just going back and forth within this area. And this is typically why I stop trading after 7 o'clock. So if you guys ever see me take some scalps, it's usually between 6:40 and 7 o'clock. And, there's obvious reason for that. You can see over here, between 6:40 and 7, there's some direction and volatility. Once it hits 7 o'clock, you can see right here, 7 o'clock hit, sideways market. So just something to keep in mind, guys. Something to keep in mind here. So it's about to be 7:30 right now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. I'll probably be on this session for like maybe another 15 minutes or so. If there's nothing that happens from now until then, I mean, there's really no reason to force any trades here. There's no buy signal, so you can't really take any entries here for a buy yet. The main thing I would probably look for would be some V1 variation. So if we see a V1 variation, meaning a double body or double wick rejection, as we wait for the pending momentum, that's going to be an entry that you can likely take, right? Look for that buy signal. Or look for the double body rejection. Look for a double body or double wick. Otherwise, you can look for a CV pattern as well. Look for a red candle to be pretty large, and then look for a smaller green candle to identify as a um, basically a reverse engulfing candle. And then if you have that, that'd be a reversal pattern back to the upside as well. The last thing you can look for is possibly a high-low momentum scalp. So look for price to come down a little bit. Look for a lower low to establish down here, and then catch the buy signal that breaks and closes past pivots 1 and 2 down the middle. Once you have that, you can take that for a push to the upside. So not too much here right now, but again, that's kind of what you're looking for. Here we got the buy signal that's currently pending. Now that we have some free time here, I'm kind of curious to go back to our previous entries. And I kind of want to see how the how the 50-point moves would work. So looking at the entries from, we'll say last week, pretty much, or 2 weeks ago, it looks like almost every entry here would have worked out. Yeah, I mean, they hit for 100 points, but they would also hit for 50 points. So like if they're going to hit for both, it's not really a big deal. We can take 50 or we can take 100. Yeah, like this one over here. We held on to this position ran for like, I think 3 hours. We had 50 points as a TP, it would have worked out perfect. Even with this one right here. So this one over here hit stop loss on October 9th. A 50-point TP stop loss would have worked out there. This one as well. All right, yeah. So I think so starting tomorrow, guys, I'm gonna adjust the TP stop loss to 50-50. I was gonna wait until like after the elections, but the thing is we've been in a sideways market for about 3 weeks now. And it doesn't seem like market's getting any better, especially not until like the elections have passed and there's a new president in house. Um, Even though the elections are going to happen next week, that doesn't mean that whoever wins is going to be automatically president right away. So they're still going to have to pass on who's going to cover. And yeah, it's just going to be a matter of time. So, all right, guys, if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to hop into the chat. Yeah, CJ said if we did 50, we wouldn't be in the trade as long. Rashida said she always trails with 50 points. Yeah, which is smart. I think that's super smart to do it that way. It just makes sense because it's a breakout entry, right? We're not trying to hold on to these breakout entries for like more than a couple hours or more than a couple minutes at that. I think whenever you hold on to a scalp or a breakout entry for more than, we'll say like 10 to 15 minutes, it's no longer a breakout. It becomes a day trade at that point. And that's just not the way that the strategy works, of course, right? You want to have that breakout hit right away. So I think 50 points is going to be a good move. I'm going to set that up over here actually right now. One thing that I've got to do here too is I'm going to have to so I'm going to see how much is it worth. 50-50. Okay. So basically it's gonna double up on it. That's so weird having to use my laptop up here. They have it on a platform, so it's like all right. I'm just setting it up so tomorrow it's gonna be good to go. I'm gonna take a test trade over here on my sim. I'm not in a position right now, guys, so just a heads up. I just because what happened today on the live session is that I ended up taking a position and it ended up there we go.
Order submitted.
All right. All right. Just want to make sure everything here is good.
Do I have issues for a while in that gap?
Check my Ninja Trader. Sorry, just 1 second. All right, we're good. All right, guys, if there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to hop into the chat. Otherwise, we're pretty much gonna wrap this up pretty soon. There's just nothing much else to take here or look at. Looking at the current price right now, we have a buy signal. So if you're looking to take some market flow V2s, the next entry is going to happen right here at the 580 mark. So if you guys are looking to take a trade, it's going to happen right over here for market flow V2. As you guys can see, the volatility is very low, so I don't really expect much to happen here. And I think if you're going to take any trades at this point, it's going to be a little risky. But if you guys want to take it, I marked it up for you guys right there. Entry is going to happen at the 580 mark. So you're looking for price to basically retrace back, fill your order, and push back up higher like that. That is, for the most part, what you guys would be looking for. So many updates on my new laptop. Turn this off. All right, guys, looks like it filled right there right now. I don't know if anybody caught that. Looks like price came down on this red candle, filled it real quick, and then shot right back up. So if you guys took that, the entry happened right there at the 580 mark. Again, if you guys are looking for some entries, look at that whole number. So we have a buy signal right here. We have a bullish trend. You can see prices above the pivots. Trend meter is green. Pivots are angling up. Again, now if you're looking for another entry, next entry is going to happen same area again. So still same thing right there, 580 mark. If price climbs up higher, then we'll move this up to the 590, but right now it's currently still at the 580. So just a heads up. All right, not too much going on here. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this up pretty soon. You guys can see the volatility here is very flat. It's not really worth taking any risks right now. So I'll mark up some zones right here so that you guys can kind of see where price is ranging from. There's just not really much going on here, and I don't really think you guys should be risking anything at this time. At least if you want to keep trading, I'd probably wait till after 8 o'clock when the volatility picks back up. But for the most part, yeah, for the most part, you guys can see right here, there's not too much going on. Price is just ranging within this area. And in order for you to take these market flow V2s in a proper manner, you want price to actually be moving directional. Like you want something to be moving down like this, or you want something to be moving up like this. Otherwise, all the scalps they pretty much hit. I don't think any scalps here hit any stop loss. So if you guys took any of the scalps that we called out today, there was about, I think, 8 liquidity push trades that came up. And then right now we looked at about like, I think 7 of these market flow V2s. There was about like 3 right here, 2 right here, another 3 right here as price built up to this area. So the scalps have been hitting. The scalps have been pretty spot on if you guys have been taking those trades. Otherwise, the other entries are been kind of flat for the most part. So again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. Otherwise, if you guys want to reach out on Discord, you can also reach out to me on there. But for the most part, I think today is a bit of a toss-up. It's not really, there hasn't really been too many opportunities here that I would consider safe or something that I would personally take. So Jonathan over here took liquidity. He locked in about 410 per account. So Jonathan here has 4 accounts. He locked in 400, 800, 1200, 1600 for the day. Nice work, Jonathan. All wins. That's about it. So, all right, guys, if there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, if you guys want to keep taking these liquid market flow V2s, the entry is now getting moved up a little bit higher to the 590 mark. And then we'll see what happens from here. So the price will probably retrace back, fill, and shoot back up to TP. Otherwise, there's not really much else here to look at. So that's the question from Lila. Lila's asking, if you passed an evaluation, how long can you hold the PA account without trading Apex? I'd like to pass a second eval, purchase their copier, then begin trading 2 accounts. I think you have to take 1 trade a week, Lila. So I think that's the case. It wasn't a rule before, but I think they've implemented a new rule where you have to take a trade once a week. It used to be like once a month, but now they made it to like once a week, I believe. So I would just trade on that account once a week and then just leave it alone. But don't take like a small contract size. Take like your actual contract size, because if you take something too small, like for example, if you take a penny contract or a penny trade, it's going to mess with your consistency. So your consistency is going to be super off. So take an actual real trade that you would have taken, if it was a regular trade that you were taking, and just like leave it alone. So just maybe trade on Monday and leave it alone, or trade on Friday and leave it alone. And then you can just go back to your eval and try to pass that one next. Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. CJ said a pivot scalp and momentum scalp just hit TP. So this one right here is the one that CJ is mentioning. If you guys took this right here as a pivot scalp, there's actually a lot of entries that came up right here. There was a pivot scalp, momentum scalp. There's also a breakout V3 continuation. There was a green buy signal here, a green candle that followed it. And if you would have taken that right there, that would have also been a breakout V3 continuation. So there's a lot of entries that are coming up here. It depends on like what you're looking for. If you're looking for something specific that's momentum scalp, pivot scalp, triple confluence, anything like that, really, there's a lot of entries here that are coming up. So like I mentioned yesterday during the mentoring session, if you guys didn't watch the mentoring session, I do recommend you guys go back and review it. Just go back to our YouTube channel. Again, it's youtube.com/Kodi Kai Trades. The session from yesterday was right here. live mentoring session October 29th. I covered pretty much all of the popular and most used directional strategies and ranging strategies. So depending on like what you want to apply, just like what CJ said over here, he just mentioned two of the strategies that we covered yesterday during the directional explanation of strategies, which would be a momentum scalp and a pivot scalp. Happened right over here on this buy signal. So, all right, guys, 7:43 right now. It's going to be getting closer and closer to 8 o'clock. So if you guys want to keep trading, feel free to keep trading. Otherwise, I think volatility will pick up after 8 o'clock. Right now, it's pretty much going sideways. So you're not really going to see much right here. There's no need to force any trades during this type of market. Wait for the market to actually move. So look for it to come back below right here and continue back down lower, or look for it to swing above and continue up higher. Otherwise, I would probably just sit out for a bit. Or just call it a day. For me personally, I would just stop trading for the day. This is outside of my trading edge. My trading edge is between 640 and 7. So it's up to you guys what you guys want to do with it. But if you guys do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Discord. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session. So, all right, guys, I'll see you guys then. If you guys have any questions, reach out. Otherwise, we'll be back here, same place, same time tomorrow to take the breakout and